It's time now for focus. In exactly 1 month, the Olympic Games will open in Rio. But in the minds of many are the problems ahead rather than the sports themselves. Indeed, from the Zika virus outbreak to ongoing political uncertainty, it's been a troubled run-up for the Olympics in Brazil. And with just 1 month to go till the opening ceremony in Rio, the state government has been grappling with a last-minute budget crisis, as our team in the country now reports.
It's now a familiar scene on the streets of Rio. Thousands lining up, CVs in hand, in the hope of getting a job.
There's no work, no opportunities. The cost of living is very high.
State government coffers are empty. A financial emergency has been declared and people are worried. Today, 1,600 jobs during the Olympic Games are up for grabs, from cleaning and reception work to security. Cosme Luis hasn't worked for months and he's willing to take whatever he can get.
I'm broke. I used someone else's bus card to get here this morning. See this card? It was lent to me so I could come here and leave my CV. I've already sent out a lot, but until now no one's called. And we're in a difficult situation. I don't have enough to feed my family.
Unemployment in Brazil is currently at 12% as the country navigates an unprecedented economic crisis. Rio hasn't escaped the downturn, but the Games have brought a temporary boom with 60,000 new jobs suddenly on the market. This human resources specialist says he's never seen anything like it.
A
lot of people are feeling lost, desperate. They can't find permanent jobs. But with the Olympics, in Rio at least, doors are opening for these people who are hoping to rejoin the job market.
So, a last-minute rush on jobs, but also at the Olympic Park itself. 6 months after it was due to open, the city has finally unveiled the last completed venue, the Velodrome. A competition was held to test the facility and reassure members of the International Olympic Committee.
It's hugely satisfying. This velodrome was very difficult to deliver. There were many problems from the start of the project. The fact that today we can give our seal of approval is really a big deal.
Relief then for Rio's mayor, who's proud of the Olympic legacy despite this economic crisis.
All projects in which the City Council has been involved, 90% of all the work has been delivered, without exception. And I'm very optimistic about the metro. We know there are still some financial problems, but the work is going very well, and tests have already started.
Indeed, the metro remains a concern.
It's a mad rush, but we'll be fine in the end.
Outside a new station, workers are adding some final touches. Inside, the State Transport Secretary does his best to reassure the media. The federal government has just unblocked 120 million euros, so work on the metro can be finished. But the extension will open on a limited basis and just 5 days before the opening ceremony.
We already have 3 trains running on Line 4. They're performing tests between the Barra neighborhood and the southern zone. We will be ready on August 1st to begin the metro's commercial operations with passengers. And this will be an historic moment for Rio.
But there's still much left to do, including finishing this bus station that will connect the metro to services to the Olympic Park. To ensure the Games run smoothly, the federal government has agreed to release a further 800 million euro in emergency funding. Despite a 5 billion euro state deficit, Rio's top finance official says the world's biggest sporting event will go ahead as planned.
Money for the Olympics has already been ring-fenced. There's the crisis in Rio and Brazil, which I think is in the process of being solved through a political solution, which is taking shape. And the other thing is the Olympic Games. Investments have been made over the course of the last few years, and I'm sure we'll put on a magnificent Games.
Nós não queremos só Olimpíadas, nós queremos educação de qualidade, nós queremos...
But the extra federal government funds won't be enough to end scenes like these. Teachers have been on strike for more than 3 months now over pay, part of a wider budget crisis that's also prompted strikes and protests by firefighters, police and pensioners. The Olympics will offer a brief distraction, but once the party's over, Rio de Janeiro will have to face up to some harsh realities.
That was this morning's Focus.